Hello and welcome to No News with three no's instead of two. I am Dhruv and this is my co-host Kelsey Hatterberry.
Howdy.
Today we shall be analyzing one of the most memorable speeches made in the sports world. The speech is the MVP ceremony speech made by Kevin Durant on May 13, 2014. Durant uses several strategies in this speech to make it more memorable. Durant's acknowledgement of friends and family, his splashes of humor, and his regular use of figurative language. The first individual Durant acknowledges is Tony, Durant's brother. In this quote, we see how much respect Kevin gives to Tony. Tony, I love you. Thank you for beating me up when I was a kid. I also wanted to follow in your footsteps. I prayed for you every night. You've taught me to be confident in myself and believe in myself. Interestingly enough, Durant credits and thanks his brother for beating him up. He believes that his brother made him to be the tough player we see on the court today. Now, let's hand it over to my co-host, Kelsey Hatterberry, where he will talk about how Durant credits his father for everything he has done. Kelsey?
Hello to you, Dhruv, and hello to you, my lovely audience. As Dhruv has said, I shall be talking about Durant's acknowledgement to his father. Durant shows how he credits his father for supporting him and impacting him even though his father was not always there. And I have a quote for this. Dad, it's been an up and down road for all of us, but you've always been there supporting from afar, texting me Bible verses every single day. Durant shows his respect for his father and emphasizes how thankful he is to be, quote, on this journey with us. Back to you, Dhruv.
Thanks for the great analysis, Kelsey. Now for the elephant in the room, Durant's mother. Durant makes it very clear that his mother is the most important part of his life.
That's right, Dhruv. Durant dedicates the whole conclusion of his speech to his mother.
Correct. Let us now look at the introduction of the last paragraph where he goes into extreme detail about how his mother changed his life. It begins with, 3 years later I came out. The odds were stacked against us. Single parent with 2 boys by the time you were 21 years old. Everyone told us we weren't supposed to be there. What do you think about that, Kelsey?
Boy, Dhruv, that's pretty powerful right there. He starts the paragraph off with the hardships that he had to endure with his mother, better connecting himself with his audience, which also preparing them for the more cheery conclusion.
And that conclusion is much more cheery. Indeed, isn't it, Kelsey?
Absolutely, Dhruv. And the quote for this is, you waking me up in the middle of the night, in the summertime, making me run up a hill, making me do push-ups, screaming at me from the sideline at my courts at age 8 or 9 years old. We weren't supposed to be here. You made us believe, kept us off the streets. You put clothes on our backs, food on the table, and when you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us.
You the real MVP. Wow, Kelsey.
Wow is right, Dhruv. He emotionally breaks down his audience by talking about how important his mom is to him. Relating to everyone listening.
He really does use his personal relationships to wow his audiences, doesn't he, Kelsey?
Sure does.
And now let's take this to our reporter, Alice McDonald, who will talk about Durant's usage of figurative language. To you, Alice.
Thank you, Kelsey and Dhruv. Now I am going to be talking about how Kevin Durant uses figurative language in his speech. He mainly uses figurative language to establish a stronger emotional connection with his audience. In the very beginning of his speech, he says, "Me, my mom, my brother, we moved so many different places growing up and it felt like a box. It felt like there was no getting out." Kevin Durant uses his quote to establish a sense of good character that he wants to portray himself as well as showing where he came from, which was a very humble beginning. He does this through the transition of like a box to represent the comparison between constantly moving and being trapped in a box, which, figurative language, boom. This allows the audience to feel sympathetic towards Durant and allows him to see where he came from, which, again, I will be getting. So, further into his speech, he says, I wish I had a Sharpie so I could write all of your names on here because you had a hand in this. Durant explains this quote to show that he himself was not fully credited to the winning of this award. He does this through the usage of the word you and had a hand in this, representing and honoring each individual teammate on his team. This creates a domino effect and allows the audience to feel the love given off by Durant and allows everybody to have a stronger emotional connection with his speech. Thank you, and now on to Elsa with how Durant uses humor in his speech.
Kevin Durant, the MVP of the Oklahoma City Thunder, delivered a speech after being named the MVP to his fans, friends, and family. Throughout his speech, Durant uses humor and emotions to convey his sincere gratitude and respect towards everyone who helped him receive the MVP award. One of his examples of using humor is when he describes one of his teammates as a 6'7" guy in tiny pants while playing basketball. This shows how he incorporates humor into his daily activities. An example of how he incorporates emotion into his speech is by talking about his mother at the end. He says that you would make me get up in the middle of the night and run up the hill. You would scream at me from the sidelines. By doing this, he invokes the audience's emotions, assuming that the majority of the audience has had memorable experiences with their parents. A final example of how Durant uses emotions in his speech is when he talks about his teammates. For example, he discusses a text conversation, a pep talk, or an important event with everybody special to him. This establishes respect in the sense of, thank you for bringing me to where I am. In one part of his speech, he says, so many people believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. This shows how grateful Kevin is, and the audience can also relate to what he says because they've probably held this belief about themselves before and their loved ones told them otherwise. All in all, he uses multiple strategies, such as powerful phrases and using anecdotes to convey his gratitude, general happiness, and his humble pride. Again, thank you for watching No News, and come back and see us again next week. Thank you for watching.